Yeah. I'm sorry.
I think we're on. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we are. Yeah, I believe so. Oh, I should probably maybe. This is like a mirror, and it's.
Oh, that's wild.
That's really strange. Well.
You know better to look in mirrors. It might magnify your power.
I know. I just become more powerful, guys.
Oh, do we need to have Wi-Fi turned off?
Can you
I'll do it.
I can rotate the computer.
Oh yeah, turn off your Wi-Fi if you're using it.
I want Jay to be seen, so I will just do that instead.
I would like very much to see Jay.
I'm always.
Okay.
I'm barely ever.
Yes, you may have your
You were actually blocking me.
scrunchie
You
back.
sure?
Yes, which I love. Oh, hi everybody. It has been some time.
It has been a day.
It has been a day for all of us. I was on a 4-hour flight. I got off the flight about less than an hour ago. And we've all had just days. And so we're gonna jump back into it. So sorry for our fuck up last week. That was on me. I didn't test the internet before we were supposed to go live, and that was on me. Slash my friend's internet in Portland, Oregon. So, God, where did we leave off? We left off.
You guys were at the ball.
We were at Cinderella's ball. Yeah, I really should have too. Y'all were at Cinderella's ball. You were a cat.
I'm still a cat.
You are still a cat.
Because why
I'm
not?
leading the band.
You are leading the band.
Yeah.
Okay. Jillian's still not there.
I'm busy scrubbing floors at the castle. Not because they asked me to, but because I want to.
I'm making sure we don't have an echo.
And we shouldn't.
Shouldn't we?
Turn that up so loud because I'm not actually in the
Katie, if we don't have any frame delay, I think we might just start hosting it over here.
I was gonna say the feed's way better over here.
Really? Is it okay if we just start hosting over here then?
It's so close to where I live.
You and
so
I.
far from where I
You
live.
can come over to the condo and we'll carpool over here.
Okay.
I think I would be okay with it. I think Anne being trapped every Friday
Killer.
we might trade off.
Okay.
And we do it sometimes here, and if she really
We can
needs
do it at my
we
house
will.
sometimes. We're actually proud of our new house.
Hey, nice.
And we have a really big table, so.
Yeah, okay. Well, you know,
This is my house.
this is Katie's place. It is a very nice place. Katie's house is a very, very, very nice house.
Thank you.
Slash apartment.
Yeah, we don't have an echo. I don't think either.
Nice. No frame delay, no echo. I'm here for that shit.
Yeah.
Cool.
Look at us. We got it figured out, guys.
It only took us what, 5 episodes?
Pretty more than that.
Look, Mom, it's a real live stream.
We did it.
We did it.
Good job,
the
team.
big
Solved the
kids
stream
now.
here. Good for you, Sarah. Proud of you. Okay, so that's where we left off, was at the ball. Jillian, you were scrubbing floors?
She's literally running around like she's bored out of her skull because the rest of her team is gone doing God knows what. She doesn't know they're at a ball at a party.
Oh.
She assumes they're in danger somewhere, but she's like, I can't go after them, so I'm just gonna clean.
Now I have a question. Now I have a question. What are you wearing? Because that was an important last session.
Yeah, that was like a whole session last session.
I think I did mention. I mean, during the mirror thing, she wasn't. At the very least, she wasn't wearing top armor, so she would have had like a shirt. Maybe
Okay, at the ball?
like.
Okay.
She wasn't at the ball. She's
Oh.
That's what I was trying to say. She wasn't at the ball.
Okay. That's why I got
She's
confused.
at the castle.
'Cause I was like, why
She's
are
at
they
Beast
making a castle?
She's not even at. She's not even at the same castle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind then.
She didn't even come.
She
with
is
us.
at
You
Beauty
can
and
wear whatever the
Beastland,
fuck
fam.
you want.
I was
Yeah.
I mean,
You do
I
what you
should
want.
watch this.
She'd be like waltzing around the castle in like Beast Cave, just like.
Joel,
They like
none
one
of
of
us are
yours.
here.
I know.
Girls.
No, she's bored out of her skull, so she's going around like cleaning and scrubbing floors and picking up heavy things that need to be picked up.
Picking up everything.
Because I mean, okay, the house is being run by a bunch of appliances, basically. There's probably a lot of stuff that needs to be moved and cleaned that cannot be picked up by like a teacup.
Yeah.
So she's helping out because she's bored and stressed and she doesn't know what else to do.
That's fair. So I really should have thought about plot while I was gone. That didn't happen.
For our car ride, plane ride, what were you doing?
I was definitely crying over Adventure Zone and Critical Role.
Relatable. We've all
That's
been
fair. That's what
crying.
I've been doing.
She was crying about different D&D games.
I was crying about different D&D games. I was crying about my inspiration D&D games. That is perfectly acceptable, Jess.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I was too.
God, the worst.
Adele only has one more goal for the night: to keep playing music.
Play all of
Just
it.
nonstop.
So, we'll say you guys are at the ball. So you've been just doing essentially jack shit since they left, and they've only been gone. I think it's really funny how quickly you become bored and stressed because it's been like less than 10 hours. Or sorry, no, that's wrong. It's been less than 24. It's been less than a day.
Yeah, because we spent the night.
Yeah,
there.
you spent the night.
I spent the night because like I left for the night and went somewhere
Oh,
else,
that's right.
and it was the
So
day.
it's been about 24 hours.
Yeah.
So it's been a day, and you are already stealing the beast cape and like running around like a bat. Sure, that works for me.
If only I were strong enough for sending. Oh, I'm not.
So, were you planning on doing anything else at Beast Castle?
She's just keeping an eye on Beast and Belle to make sure like nothing is like going bad between them. Obviously, probably realizing that things are actually going better between them. She, like I told you, she's nervous about leaving the castle. She does not want to until she gets the thing fixed.
Yeah, that's fair. You notice that Beast and Belle have like, they're not exactly friends yet, but they're like heading that direction. And you know, they seem to be spending a fair amount of time together. And you know, Mrs. Cogsworth, dear God, I was on plane for too goddamn long. Mrs.
That's what explaining to do.
Oh,
Mrs. Pottsworth.
oh God.
Mrs. Potts.
Oh God. Your DM is so tired, y'all. Mrs. Potts, thank you. Mrs. Potts, Cogsworth, Lumiere, all of the adults are, they kind of like, they seem to be in a better mood. They seem to be less stressed. They seem to be like just happier, and they seem to be encouraging, not in a pushy way, just kind of like giving them lots of opportunities to hang out together. And so, you know, they've been having a good time. And things seem to be pretty calm. Except for the morning you're running around with Beast's cape, just willy-nilly. You turn a corner and you hit a piece of the floor that is just completely crumbled into nothing. And as you're staring down into this, what looks to be like a void where all of the castle is falling into, the castle starts to rumble and rocks start to fall, and I need you to roll a dexterity.
Oh fuck!
Okay. Falling into another pit.
Jesus! This is my brand now. Muscular women and women who fall into pits.
Yeah, most of the women falling into
Okay, you
pits.
said Dex?
Yeah.
Oh, my Dex. Where is it?
Let's save it up here.
It's been a while. It's okay.
12?
12. Okay. So you start backing up, and the floor that you're standing on actually cracks around you and behind you, and you start to fall.
Oh shit!
And you begin to fall, and I need you to try and roll an acrobatics or athletics check. You can pick.
I have a +5 in athletics.
I'm trying to grab something to hold on
So you
to.
don't die without us even being there.
Okay.
I'm not there to cast
18?
Featherfall. I have
18.
Featherfall.
Yeah, it takes you a minute. You kind of like scrabble at the wall for a second. You like grab onto what seems to be a solid piece of floor, and you start pulling yourself up. And it takes you a couple of minutes, but you get there.
Motherfuck!
And did I ever explain? Do y'all know why that happens?
Give me the characters?
Yeah,
I
you guys
think
haven't been there
so,
long enough.
no.
Okay, yeah, okay. You just know that the castle is falling apart. You don't have a reason why, but you know the castle is literally
old as
falling
shit.
apart.
Okay. I'm going to climb out of the pit.
Okay.
It's not something I could do in the Jack and H campaign. So I'm relishing this moment as a player. But also, she's gonna wander around the grounds first to see if she can find anything. But if not, she's gonna She's gonna grab an axe and go start chopping down a tree so she can fix the floor.
Awesome. What are you looking for on the grounds?
And she doesn't know if there's any like lumber lying around. She doesn't know if there was somebody who was potentially working on the castle before everybody was teapots.
Go ahead and make a perception check. Actually, yeah, perception, because you don't know if there's any lumber there. Perception.
16?
16. Yeah, you do see a whole bunch of lumber. Unfortunately, it is outside and waterlogged. And it would warp the floor terribly, and it wouldn't work at all.
Yeah, she's gonna go chop down some trees.
Cool. I'm not even gonna make you roll for that because that is something you did on like in your town a lot. So that's kind of second nature to you.
It's
a castle.
It's France. I'm going to assume they have an axe somewhere in the general vicinity.
Yeah, they do. It's not far from the lumber pile that you found. It's and the axe itself seems to be in pretty okay condition. It's not rusted or anything.
Yes, after maybe 2 hours, everybody
Is it
just sees
alive?
her like walking back into the. Oh, that's a good question. Is the axe alive?
I mean, however, you can try and talk to it.
Oh god, not weapons of speak.
Hello.
Silence.
All right.
If you're alive, I'm gonna bash your face in a tree. Just as a.
You're in for a wild ride. But yeah, she goes and cuts down some trees and gets some lumber and then walks right back into the house with these giant things of lumber over her shoulder.
Amazing.
Doesn't suspect anything magical. She's like, this is a fucking old building. This is the worst landscaping job out there.
Oh my god. So yeah, so you pull in a whole
Foundation's
bunch of
falling
lumber.
apart.
Yeah, so are you gonna try and put it back together? Okay. God, what would that be? What kind of check would that be?
Lumberjack check.
A lumberjack check.
For 4 is? I'm kidding.
Ooh.
4s would be close.
Probably just athletics.
Some kind of I'm thinking athletics.
Okay.
I was thinking about wisdom.
Tinkering.
Makes her
Ooh,
down right.
Maybe survival.
Oh, nice survival.
survival
check would
survival.
work there.
Wisdom. Excuse me.
Survival is building a house, right?
Sure.
That's a 10 total for survival.
You look at the handiwork that you have done, and you're like, yes, this looks good. And then you step on it, and everything falls into the void.
It's like the scene in Home Alone 2 where he's like, solid as a rock.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
So you've
Okay.
lost that bit of lumber to the void.
She's just gonna go out and keep doing it. They're about to have a very, uncomfortable looking landscape outside the castle with nothing but stumps. Because she's just going out there and chopping down trees.
You're turning this into Animal Crossing. This is really funny.
This
Okay.
is also what I do in Animal Crossing.
Yes.
So, I mean,
At
They
least you're
don't have any
consistent.
special patterns. They go to stumps, obviously.
Yeah.
So it's not gonna attract any mushrooms.
no magic in that castle, but this stump.
This stump's gotta go. Okay, so we'll leave you to that. You four are all at the ball. You're a cat.
Oh yeah, I'd also like to point out Jillian has no idea that Phoebe's dead. So that's gonna be super fun when they get back. She thinks that Phoebe just ran. They all ran in after. She thinks she's still alive. She has no idea.
Shit.
It's gonna be great.
That'll be fun explanation.
I can't
Okay.
wait. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So you're in cat form. How long does that last?
It was a couple hours or something.
Oh, that's right, because it's based off of your level.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think you had just transformed into it when we.
I've been a
ended.
cat for maybe at most 10 minutes.
Yeah, they've had one dance. We finished the first song, but they're still dancing at
Cool.
this point.
Sweet. All right, works for me. What are the rest of you doing? You're playing music. I know you are.
So this is love, and I'm also so this is love. I'm watching them, but I'm also listening to people.
Okay.
I'm a cat,
Okay.
so they just talk and they don't know.
Because
everybody
knows
all
cats are nosy.
Yeah, all the conversations are just like, what's this fucking cat doing here?
Well, I mean, you know.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Go ahead and I guess that would be like an investigation check. What'd you get, fam?
What are my proficiencies again? Non-investigation. So 4.
4. Cool. Yeah, you hear talking, but then it sounds really strange. So you turn around and it turns out it's really just two people making really gross sounds as they're making out.
Nice. Yeah, I'm still gonna try.
Cool.
It's just, there are a lot of people there.
Yeah, there are a lot of people there. What are you two up to?
I don't even remember what I was doing before other than
She's
messing with the prince.
still standing in that line to like.
Oh,
or
no,
no,
I
she-
know the prince
no,
was
we
hella
already-
amused by what you did. I remember that, and then you left, and then I don't
Because
think
I
you did anything else.
may have sent him a message with a spell when she was being introduced.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will neither confirm nor deny. Oh no, he recognized my voice. That's what it was.
Yeah,
he
so
knew who
you
it
have
was.
to confirm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you don't know he knew. Only I knew that he knew.
I just knew it didn't work.
So now that you've been introduced to the prince, what are you up to?
I'm still on a
What are you
date,
doing,
so-
Jeannie?
You're with your fiance.
Is
like-
there food somewhere?
Oh yeah, there's tables and tables.
All right, I've had my fun. I'm gonna go snack.
Cool.
About
Awesome.
to be full.
Yeah.
Relatable.
Yeah.
I'm full.
Mood.
Mood. Yes. Big mood.
Big mood. Food. Sorry.
So this
That was definitely a Tumblr post I just thought
No,
about.
I know of it.
So this is voodoo.
So
Oh,
this
so
is boo. Alright, you can have DM inspiration for that. I had just enough wine on no food that I'm in a good mood today.
Oh my
God.
god.
I wasn't even trying that
Oh.
time.
I forgot I got one earlier, so I have one too.
I have DM inspiration on here that I never erased. I don't remember if I ever actually used it. For good measure, I'm going to erase it.
Okay.
So I only have one now.
Sure, okay. If we go through the videos again and we see that you haven't used your DM inspiration for the
I feel like I want
Everyone
to
keeps
say
telling
yes,
me to go
but
through the
I don't
video.
know.
I don't think
And then I
so.
remember my
Because I remember
character
us
has
talking
said
about it,
that
talking about it.
I remember that.
So I don't know if she used it at that point. I don't remember.
I don't
See,
know.
I'm inconsistent. I
Uh,
couldn't
we
figure
talked
out
about
what's
it,
the
so I
fact
don't know.
kid's supposed to be from Texas or Georgia, so it's just a fucking mess.
It's kind
It's
of
just
the same.
generic South.
It's just
Yeah, generic South for sure.
Yeah.
So you're with Amir.
Yeah.
And where are you two hanging out?
I guess go walk out in the garden just to like go talk about stuff. Go tell him everything that happened.
He
Not
is-
that Phoebe died.
Okay, I was
I'm not
gonna
gonna
say,
like I witnessed the murder
Sorry.
today, but like no, not
Oh,
that.
how was your day, sweetie?
I saw blood. I witnessed the murder. No, not that. specifically,
Literal
but, like
murder.
everything else, and like kind of like not like asking for advice, but just be like, oh, isn't the castle thing cool about like Pete's castle? Yeah, it's like I want to figure that out.
Yeah. He listens very attentively and offers advice where he thinks is appropriate, and he mostly is just content to spend time with you because he doesn't get to do that nearly often enough.
We're all crying a little bit inside.
Yeah.
Like as a character and as a player, I'm like,
See them walk by and just like with a paw. Like,
Amazing.
Single cartoon tear.
Yeah, so you guys tend to have a pretty good evening, and it seems very obvious very quickly the prince is not interested in speaking with anybody else. Oh, and I thought about this literally the week we did this, like an hour after the session ended, when you were listening to Lady Tremaine. And wait, you were listening to Lady Tremaine, Cinderella's stepmother?
Yeah, I remember that, but I don't remember what she said.
Okay, because I
remember I was still eavesdropping.
right.
then,
I just
too.
need to retcon something that I said. I had said that Lady Tremaine had never seen this girl before, and that was literally the exact opposite of what I meant to say. And I definitely meant to say that girl looks very familiar.
Okay, I have that in my head.
Yes.
I will remember it this time, hopefully.
Yes.
It's been a few weeks.
That's okay. It literally, as I was thinking about you being a cat and Cinderella, I was like, oh, right, I said the thing and I shouldn't have said the thing. I should
No,
have said
it's
the
okay.
opposite of the thing. fine.
I got you.
Cool. Thanks, man.
I forgot anyway. So it doesn't matter.
I forgot so much. How D&D? How do D&D?
I don't take notes.
what are notes? So yeah, you guys have a pretty good evening. It becomes pretty apparent pretty fast that the prince is really not interested in speaking with anybody else. The king is quite content to let them like continue on their merry way, because that means, oh holy shit, the prince is finally ready to like settle down. Why am I gesturing with a comb?
And I'm gonna say I'm not gonna use both of my D-shape forms, so I'll probably only be like in for an hour. I think. I'll just do it for however long I get one shape.
Sure.
I don't want to use both.
So yeah, it was like 10-ish when you transformed into a cat. And we'll say it's about 11 now, so you can either use a second beast shape and do another hour, or you can transform back.
I would rather transform back.
Okay. In front of the prince and Cinderella? That might be a bit weird.
No, I'm gonna like go into like a corner,
That's cool. That's
like
fine.
where I'm kind of hidden.
Okay, out of character metaing a little bit. That is not the weirdest thing Cinderella has seen today.
I mean,
let's be real.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm being honest.
Yeah, no, I mean, fair.
Yeah.
No one
else though.
Yeah.
She like transforms. She's like, another fairy godmother. Sure.
Yeah.
Yes. Why not? I mean, kinda. Give me a couple levels and I can grant some wishes.
I am the fairy godmother's assistant.
Fairy god sister.
God secretary.
God secretary. Fairy god assistant.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit, now I'm thinking about that Parks and Rec, and I'm Mother Nature's brother Nature. So you transform back into yourself. You are no longer a cat. And
Oh, there it is. For a number of hours equal to half. Okay, so I get 2 hours per one form.
per beast shape. Okay, so you have another hour. So it's like 11 at this point. And Amir is having the time of his life. He's never really traveled, and especially to a place that's so different from where he lives. It is very much the opposite, where Bakat is very, very hot and very dry. What is the name of this world? I don't have my notebook sitting in front of me. Leon, thank you. I was about to call it Letitia, and I'm like, no, that's Hunchback.
Yeah.
Leon,
I
thank
keep
you.
calling it a car ride, plane ride.
Yeah.
You're okay.
Yeah.
I did her right now, right in front of
Same.
my face and then thought. Okay.
Food.
Speaking of food,
Yes. Sweet. Big food.
they just picked it up.
Food.
Gruel.
I mean, I was gonna say cool, and then I was gonna say great, and it came out as girl.
Girl.
It's not October 3rd.
Not what we're having.
It's 10 days after
Yeah.
Girls' Day. Anyway.
Yeah.
So he is just having the time of his life because Bakat is very hot and dry, and Leon is very temperate and humid, and he seems to be sneezing a fair amount. So you think he might be allergic to something out here, but you're not quite sure what. His sneezes are adorable.
It's not cats, is it?
He's not allergic to cats. No.
That would suck. I was about to say I want to go over them. Like,
He's probably not allergic to fur.
Right.
Because I have.
Yeah, you have fur. He's not allergic to fur or dandruff or
I
anything
have
like
fur.
that. God, how inconvenient.
I was literally about to say I
Hey,
don't
babe,
know
come
what
here, let me
I
kiss you.
like, rubbing it on my legs and her.